like to call the meeting of the Budget and Finance Committee together to order. Looks like we have an agenda that should not last too long, and I would like to just remind council members that at 6 p.m. we will have a special called informational meeting with the Nashville Electric Service this evening as well. So if you could stick around, please plan to do so. All right, going into our agenda. RS 2013-558, sponsors Matthews, amends the capital improvements budget for the fiscal year 2013 to add 3 projects, and there is a housekeeping substitute that we'll need to move first. Substitute has been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion on the substitute? Mr. Cooper, would you explain the substitute?
It just adds the date of approval of the Planning Commission. At the time it was filed, it had been referred to the Planning Commission but not acted upon.
All right. All in favor of the substitute? Aye. All opposed? Substitute passes. And now I'll entertain a motion to pass the bill as substituted. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-559 determines to issue $110 million in GSD general obligation bonds to provide funding for various projects contained in the mayor's proposed mid-year 2013 capital spending plan. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-572, sponsors Matthews, approves an application for a grant of $4,000 from the Tennessee Arts Commission for a community education program. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-573, sponsors Matthews and Lancaster, approves a 4th Amendment to a state grant for the reimbursement of flood-related expenses by increasing the amount of the grant by $604,429.31 and increasing the local match by $31,812.07. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-574, sponsors Matthews, Bennett, and Lancaster, approves an amendment to a federal grant of $552,040 to the Metro Fire Department to create a professional development program and acquire a driver simulator by extending the term of the grant through September 30th, 2013. Second. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-575, sponsors Bennett, Matthews, and Lancaster, accepts a donation of $217.45 from Fred's Incorporated for benefit of the Metro Fire Department for public fire safety education. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-576, sponsors Davis, Potts, and others, approves a Safe Routes for Schools project grant application to the State Department of Transportation for Metro Public Works to construct sidewalks along Murray Place in the vicinity of Dan Mills Elementary School. It's been properly moved and seconded. In discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-577, sponsors are Hunt and Pridemore, accepts a certain incomplete infrastructure and property interests located within the Chesapeake Homes, Creekside, Lanier Park, and Skyline Village subdivisions. Been properly moved and seconded. In discussion? Councilman Garrett?
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to make sure with John, there was a section of this that Madison Suburban Utility District had the water in this. I just, rather than worry about that, whether that was a conflict, I just wanted to make that public, and I will be voting for this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilman. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-579, sponsors Ty, Gilmore, and Matthews, approves an amendment to an agreement between the state and the Board of Parks and Recreation for implementation of the Warner Parks Trails Linkage Improvement Project by extending the project completion date to August 31st, 2016. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-580, sponsors Matthews and Langston, approves a state grant of $55,000 to the Nashville Career Advancement Center to provide on-the-job training for dislocated workers. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. RS 2013-581, sponsors Matthews, authorizes the Department of Law to compromise and settle the personal injury claim of Shanta Smith against Metro government in the amount of $45,000. Been properly moved. Do I have a second? Properly moved and seconded. Councilman Tiger.
Since this accident was caused by a driver working on or using a cell phone, does Metro have a definitive policy concerning cell phone usage while driving, texting, and all those type of measures?
Texting is against the law. Texting is.
Is there anyone from the department? Oh, there you go.
Well, by state law, texting is illegal. I mean, that can't be done. I'm not aware of any department-wide policy for cell phone usage.
Could we hear from the water department what their policy is, if any?
Mr. Kennedy from the water department.
John Kennedy, Metro Water. Councilman, we don't have a definitive policy on using a cell phone while driving. Obviously, we encourage all of our employees to operate vehicles safely and reasonably. Pull over when you can to try and talk on the cell phone, but we don't have a formal policy that prohibits using a cell phone while driving.
Has it ever been discussed at the management level to implement such a policy?
I've not participated in any discussions of that nature. I don't know if others have.
Mr. Cooper, if I could request of you or the staff to the department heads just to send out a memo on my behalf or the council's behalf, however you want to word it, asking the department heads if they've ever discussed this at length with their employees, and is there any department that has a more stringent policy than what seems to be the norm that we're hearing?
Thank you, Councilman. Any other discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? Resolution passes. We're now on to the bill on second reading. BL 2013-356. Sponsors are Scott Davis and Maynard, and neither one are here, and we don't have a letter. So, Councilman Stein?
Just a question before we deal with this. Why is this here in this committee? I mean,
because Public Works has to buy the signs. That's the only financial impact.
And that puts it here.
Everything requiring expenditure of public funds.
Yes. It's been a motion to defer by rule. Do we need a second?
You have to.
For rule defer?
No.
You don't need a motion.
We don't need a second. So that will be deferred by rule. Seeing no other bills on the agenda, I would like to remind everyone again that we will have the special information meeting on National Electric Service at 6 p.m. this evening. So if you would like to stick around, please do so. Thank you. We're adjourned.